Well, Laura Ingraham had plenty to say when I invited her on Mediabuzz this past weekend, talking about how, in her view, the Republican establishment, the Democratic establishment, and the media establishment are all out of touch with what a lot of Americans think, particularly on issues like immigration and trade, particularly on Donald Trump, and particularly on Donald Trump's proposal to temporarily bar Muslims from coming into this country, with some exceptions. And she had a lot to say, and that's why she is a great guest. At the end of the interview, usually you thank the guest and you try to say something semi-clever. I said something that set one of you off. We got an email here from Jim Crowley in New Jersey, and Jim writes, "Hi Howard, referring to Laura Ingraham as provocative at the end of your discussion with her this morning was interesting. For me, it landed like this. Thank you, crazy lady, but we all know that you are incapable of thinking at an appropriate level on this. I'm sure you didn't mean to be dismissive, but those of us who are desperate for a change are positive that all of the leaders of the Western governments have betrayed the physical and financial safety of the people who put them in power over the last 25 years. There is nothing provocative about what Laura said. It is good old-fashioned common sense. We are listening closely." Well, at the risk of ticking you off even more, Jim, I invited Laura Ingraham to be on the program so she could share her views. So I don't consider her a crazy lady. I consider her a very smart lady. Among other things, she's a lawyer, she's a Supreme Court clerk, and she has a huge following on the radio as well as on the web and at Fox News. When I said, always provocative, Laura Ingraham, thank you, that's a compliment in our business. You know, people who are on the opinion side, people who host radio shows, yes, they try to be provocative. They try to shake things up. They don't try to just say what you read in that morning's papers. I'm sure Laura would take that as a compliment. She certainly didn't seem offended to me. And when you say there was nothing provocative in what she said, what you're saying is you agree with her. You don't see why everybody doesn't agree with her. Therefore, it's not provocative. Therefore, why did I say it? Therefore, am I kind of signaling in some kind of code that she's a little bit crazy? The last thing that we were talking about in that interview, Laura said that she believes that some people on the left, in the media and in the establishment, are so wedded to what she would consider a policy of open borders, or certainly a liberal approach to immigration, that they're willing to tolerate a few terrorist attacks, a few people who get through that immigration net and then get guns and ammunition and kill people, as a reasonable price to pay for upholding the ideals of the country. That's what she said. That's pretty provocative. You can agree with that. You can disagree with that. You can think she has a point, but she goes too far. That's fine. That's why we put interesting guests on Mediabuzz. So again, always provocative Laura Ingraham means I'm sort of paying homage to her because she always has something interesting that sort of gets out of the groupthink that sometimes develops in the Beltway bubble among the media here.